guys. It's a new day and another relax and paint, and I'm excited to do some glassware with you today. Every time I get on, my nose it just sorry. I feel like I'm always rubbing my nose when I get on, but I wanted to show you some fun. Oh, it's kind of blown out. I'm gonna have to show you on the close-up camera. We're gonna do sunflowers today on glassware, and I just wanted to show you a glass that I did for weddings and let you see what that looks like. And think about if you can take just glass pieces around your house. And some people have told me that 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 sometimes they have a chipped set, and so they have spare glasses. Have you ever gone to garage sales and had glasses like they had 2 of these or 3 of these? So those are perfect, not the chipped ones, but the other ones that are spares that people are getting rid of. And so those are nice, and I put candles in them, sometimes tie a bow on the handle and give it as a gift during the holidays. And so it makes it really fun. So I'm going to show you how simple it is to paint on glass. And the best part is you don't have to base coat unless you want to base coat a color. So let me go. Thank you so much for making Relax and Paint so popular. I appreciate it very much. So I'm going to come over here and bring our camera down so we can see. I'm hoping that you can see this. This was a wedding glass. All right, can you see? So it was really soft, and so a white candle inside or a light green candle. And then on the bottom, I just slap to cover the bottom, and you can use metallics or whatever. So I just want you to see that it's got texture. It's nice. You can hand wash it. It's wonderful for gifts. So I'm going to work on a wine glass today, and I get these at the Dollar Tree if you have those where you live. But there's all kinds. These are really great because you might see a lot of these at garage sales or thrift shops. All right, so you can take and make it as a gift, or you can take and make it as a candle, but a gift for weddings or whatever. So I want you to see that I do have some white handle brushes, and these brushes are soft, and but you can use your regular brushes. We're just going to show you that we won't push hard with the regular brushes. All right, so I'm going to use my Scruffy first. The Scruffy is the fluffy brush with no water. And then I'm going to use 12s. All right. All right, just 12 flats. And the green handle or the green handle are the signature brushes. Okay. So let's get started. See, I've got a couple. There's a set. They're not very expensive. They're on my site, and they're usually on the onestroke.com. And those sets are from $10 to $12 for the set of white bristles. And that the reason those are good is because you can pounce and stroke from it, and you don't have to worry about pressure. Okay, so you have to wash these with alcohol. With my hand being in there, sometimes I'll paint with my hand inside because you have oils in your hands. So make sure you wash your hands real good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a couple of colors here. All right, these are, you can get enamels. We sell enamel paints, or you're going to get these multi-surface. And these multi-surface will go on. They're not quite as shiny as the enamel paints that we sell, but they're all water soluble, just to let you know. So they wash up really easy. You have to let them dry. I bake them in the oven. I put all these, I paint a tray of them, put them upside down like this on the cookie sheet. And I put them in a cold oven, and I bake them on 325 for 20, 30 minutes. Turn it off, let the oven cool down, and then pull them out. So I fill my whole oven full before I start the oven, okay? So what I like to do is at the end of the night, I put them in for 30 minutes, turn it off, and go to bed. When I wake up, they're all ready. All right, so I'm going to take burnt umber and some citrus. Okay, so sometimes I use darker colors, but I was going to use this brighter looking sunflower. All right, so I'm going to come right here so you can see what I'm doing. This is my 1/4" scruffy. All right, so I'm going to come all the way up and over. Then I'm going to come down. Got to keep getting burr number. You don't want to dip in it. You want to pounce. See how I'm pouncing? That's how you pick up, by pouncing also. Okay, so I'm going to lay that down because I'm going to use it again. And so then I'm just going to pick up right here. I'm going to go in between the two paints. I'm just picking up what I had the first time. I'll go like this, and then from then on, I'm just picking up moon yellow and yellow ochre. So I'm going to grab the brown. See that brown there? I'm going to grab it, push down, and slide out. And so see, you see the little brown streaks in there? It's really shiny, and the glass is really shiny. So I'm just going to try to make sure you can see I grab a little bit of brown. Now you want to let this dry. They suggest that you let it dry 24 hours and then put it in the oven. I've had to do many of these for production work or weddings or something where I put them in the oven, let it dry about an hour or so, and then I put it in the oven. And they've always been fine. You want to tell people to hand wash. If you hand paint, that's usually safe. But if you can't have thin paint, you want to make sure you have thicker paint. So that might mean you let this dry and do a second coat. But I like the streaks. Can y'all see the streaks in here? The streaks are important because it looks like we have done all this beautiful work and little lines to get this in here. See, I'm putting a second coat there. And I like to pull that brown in. All right. There we got UPS delivery, so they were loud. Okay, so look, now I'm going to repounce because at this point, lots of times you mess up your center. Just keep going, trying to get it a good position. Okay, so pounce, repounce the edge of the dark brown for number. Now I'm going to come down here, come around. So it should look like, I always said, a chocolate donut with, okay, I'm getting too big, chocolate icing. Okay, so I got a really big center. All right, so I'm still going to work with this. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to grab a little bit more and pull it out. So see, there's no mistakes. You can just pull more, all right, around. Okay, now I can let that go. I just let my brush get in green by accident. All right, so let's do another one over here. Just going to show you the different ways, okay? I'm going to come right here. I'll make a little bit smaller one. See the browns on the top? Okay, I'm going to pounce back in the paint. And now I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to come all the way around and touch the top again. And I'm just pouncing it on there. With glass, this is easier when you're not on glass as far as the pouncing, because what will happen is it won't slide around so much. But the good thing is, if you're not happy with what you do, guys, just wipe it off and do it again. All right. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to go in between and get moon yellow and yellow ochre. I'm going to make smaller ones and slender. So see, these were flat and larger. These I want to do on the chisel more. So I lay it down slightly and pull out. So grab the brown, pull out, pull out, pull out. See how I'm overlapping them kind of? I'm trying not to mess up the center very much, so I don't really have to pounce again. And you can just put a bumblebee on here or a couple of leaves and you're done. All right, so isn't that kind of pretty? All right, so now I'm going to take the same 12. Now remember, these other brushes spring more. So when you, instead of stroking regular, you would lay it like this. All right. Now this one, because it's soft bristles, I can push harder. All right. There are fabric brushes on my website. Okay. And they're white. And I mean, they're, yeah, fabric and glass, but they're mostly glass. All right. Because they're soft. All right. So I'm going to get the citrus green and sap green. All right. So all I'm going to do in here is, now watch this. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And I can come right in here and make a second coat. Now, I'm going to, a second stroke, I mean. So I'm going to leave that there and I'm going to come around and show you that I've got to put more dark green in this for the show. Now, when I'm doing this, it's pretty see-through, right? All right, so what I'm going to share with you, see, I can, if I'm careful, I can get a lot of dark green. And see, if I don't like something, see, there's a little spot I don't like there, I can take a clean brush and wipe it off. All right, just wipe off the spot. And if you don't like something at all, you can take the whole thing off. All right, so I'm going to let this dry for a minute and show you that I can come back in here and put another coat. All right, so let's look at this. Let's put a little bit of white in here. Let's see if it covers it better. I want you to see the difference. Okay, so look, 1, 2, 3. See that kind of right here? 1, 2, 3. Go to a point and then pull a stem in. All right. I don't know if you can see that better. See, this one's more see-through. See, this one covered better. And go back over this. 1, 2, 3. And then when I stand up, I'm careful about pulling the stem into this. All right. All right, this is set up just a little bit. This one. Now watch, if I come back, I've got to lay the paint on there. And then I'll turn this way and lay the paint on there. So you're just laying a coat. And you really need to let it dry. I'm not letting it dry very much because I'm trying to do it quickly for you. So the same thing happens here. I didn't like that the stem doesn't show. So we will come back in after it dries a little bit and put a stem, okay? So anytime it's too see-through for you and you're unhappy, just put a second coat. So that means I'm going to do 3 or 4 glasses and then come around and then this one will be ready for me, okay? I'm going to put 1, 2, pull a stem. Okay, now another thing you can do is do 1, where am I at? There you go. 2, 3, 4. Then I come on the other side. All right, and just make a little fern. There I go again. See, the good thing though, if I'm unhappy, I just wipe it off and stroke it again. All right. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to do a couple little daisies. Are y'all liking this? It makes me happy when I find out. Y'all write me nice little letters and say what your favorite part about today. And I love that it gives you something to do during the pandemic. Just not think about all your woes, baby. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to wash this brush. And then if I get my filbert out, I can show you. Okay, I'm going to take this filbert, and the filbert has a round tip. So if I grab this brush, just with a white on the tip, white really pops out here, except we're on white, right? So we're going to do little teeny strokes all the way around. Now let me show you. I am on this tip. Where am I? I'm on this tip. Okay, and we're not laying it flat. All right, so we'll come in here. We want to leave a rim around the top where lips would go. Not that there's anything wrong with this paint, but it keeps from the lipstick and stuff on the rim there. I should put some paper in there. I think it's hard for y'all to see. Okay, can you see the little daisies? Now what looks good is if I do a couple. So I'm going to do, see how I'm coming around? They just leave little round tips because it's a round tip brush. Okay, so now I want to put a couple there. So let's do another one up in here. You can see those better because those are right on top of the paint. All right. And I can do this over here too a little bit. So I would do 3 or 4 sunflowers. Then I'd come back and do the leaves on all of them. And then I'd come back and do the daisies. So you can make these any kind of little petal flowers in any color. That's where you can bring an accent of blues. Or so I can do 3 to show you. Little 3 or 4. I could do on 2 there, another one there, another one there. See a little, yeah. And then what we need is, I'm going to use a liner, this little liner, and I'm going to get a little bit of the sap green, and I'm going to roll it in there. I'm not using water on here, but I'm making the stems into the leaves. All right, with the glass, they'll show up better. Like this one, the big leaf. Or you can even come in here and make it have some little veins if you want. Got a lot of shine going here, sorry. Okay, so I need to do center now. Let me take that clear off of there. All right, so the centers, there's a couple things. Is this kind of fun? You like it at all? One of the center things that we can do is we can put some brown in the middle, or we can just put yellow ochre in the middle of these. Okay, and then on the other side, I can show you that we can put some citrus and sap. Sap. Okay, so you just choose what colors you like. All right, I'm going to put some citrus and sap on this one with the handle of the brush. You see, I'm doing that. You can also put extra dots in here. And the other thing I like to do is just come in here and do extra little yellow dots or yellow ochre. Now we just put those all in here. But what looks really good, guys, to add to this, see how the yellow looks in there? Okay, as I like to come in here and use just the tip and tap little dots around the edge. Just on the bottom, maybe, around the bottom half. Now I usually put my little finger and tap these, but I want to keep my fingers off the glass. All right, so see how that just adds it? See, it goes from dull kind of to bright. These could be yellow and not white, but the white kind of is being pulled in and brightens up the piece. Okay, so I just wanted you to have a feel of what you do with glass. Sometimes you let it totally dry, and some people like all these petals to be stroked twice. Okay, but there we are. And you saw that was pretty quick. You can add fern and all on here. And let me show you this again. So here's this one. And it really stands out pretty when you're in real life. It's hard on the, but there, I just use smaller brushes. There's 10 brushes in the set of glass brushes. And so they're not high quality, but they're perfect because they're softer and they work good. See, like the bristles will stain, but that's okay because it doesn't really matter for this. All right, so now I'm going to take the citrus and the sap right here, and I'm just going to tap all the way around just because I want it to have more color. All right, so I'll tell you a little trick. I was really lazy, and there were labels on. I had to do 175 for my daughter's wedding, and there were labels on the bottom. And I would come in from traveling across the country and paint them while I'm sitting by my husband while he's watching TV. And I'm thinking, oh, those labels are going to kill me. They wouldn't come off, but they didn't have prices. They just said like Libby glass. So I just did this with silver and white, and guess what? It looked great. All right, so there you go. So I'll take pictures and send to y'all so you can see what it looked like. And I was actually going to go to practice strokes now, and we're going to, I'm going to turn this around really quick. We're going to go to practice strokes and practice some more glass strokes. So that's on Friday. So go check that out. All right. Have a great day and the rest of this week, and I'll see you next week. Check some of my other online, and I'm going to do another live stream so I get to talk to you guys. So be watching. Thank you.